Welcome to It's Not Just Menopause, the podcast that empowers you to navigate midlife with confidence through real talk, root cause insights, and no BS strategies that actually work. If you're dealing with fatigue, stubborn weight, brain fog, or just feeling off and overlooked, this show is for you. Discover what's really going on with your hormones and why it's not just about estrogen. Each episode breaks down what your doctor didn't explain, the internet got wrong, and what your body's been trying to tell you all along. From stress and metabolism to nervous system support and functional nutrition, we'll cover the tools that help you feel more like yourself, again, without restrictive diets, overwhelming plans, or hormone hype. I'm your host, Cindi Stickle, functional nutrition practitioner and certified menopause specialist. I'm here to guide you through the midlife noise so you can stop guessing, get the clarity you deserve, and finally take back control of your health. If you've ever felt dismissed, overwhelmed, or like your body just isn't responding the way it used to, you're in the right place. Let's rewrite the menopause story without the fluff. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of It's Not Just Menopause. Today I'm going to talk about something a little different. I'm going to be telling you the truth about what's happening online in the perimenopause space right now, and why so much of it is either flat out wrong, dangerously incomplete, or designed to get you to buy something. So, let's get to it. If you ever felt like you're drowning in perimenopause information, you're not imagining it. I hear this from women constantly. There's so much being thrown at us, and there is. The perimenopause conversation has absolutely exploded online in the last few years. And honestly, I'm glad it's being talked about, but here's the problem. More content doesn't mean better content, unfortunately. A lot of what's circulating right now is oversimplified. Some of it is missing critical context. And some of it, a lot of it actually, is someone trying to sell you something. And something that really doesn't work, okay? And the women who are suffering the most are the ones who are doing everything they read online and still not seeing results. So today I want to help you understand what's actually going on and give you a filter so you can start sorting the good from the garbage. Okay, so this one, oh my God, I will die on any hill for this one. Let's start with intermittent fasting, because this one drives me absolutely crazy. Intermittent fasting has been positioned as this miracle tool for weight loss and metabolic health. And I get it, there's research supporting it. I'm not going to pretend there isn't, but here's what they're not telling you. The bulk of the research on intermittent fasting was done on men or on younger women, not women in perimenopause with already dysregulated cortisol, and that matters enormously. When you skip meals, so when you go long stretches without eating, your body reads that signal as stress. And if you've listened to me for any length of time, you know I talk about this. It sends your body into more fight or flight. It holds on to fat. It holds on to weight because it doesn't know when you're going to get food again. It's doing its job of protecting you, even though you're hurting it by not eating, okay? And your cortisol goes up. In the perimenopause body, it's already cortisol flooded in there, right? So this is the last thing you need. And a stressed body holds on to weight. Like I just said, it does not release it. And that's not a mindset issue. It's biology. It's what happens from perimenopause on up. And I have clients who were literally told by their doctors to extend their fasting window to lose weight. They did, and they felt way worse. More tired, more brain fog, more weight gain around the middle. See, doctors have no nutrition, so they should not even be giving out nutrition advice, okay? They have no training, maybe one class in med school, okay? And so because the advice wasn't wrong, for everyone, it was wrong for them. And at this stage of life with this hormonal picture, right? So what your body actually needs is stable blood sugar. So when you're not eating, your blood sugar is going on a roller coaster. And that's what we don't need. You need constant protein, eating enough, not less. This is how you support your hormones in perimenopause, not skipping breakfast because someone online told you how it would fix everything. Before we get back to today's episode, I've got a quick question for you. Feel like your body's in chaos, but your labs are normal? You're not crazy, you're not broken, and you're definitely not alone. If you've been told it's just menopause or to wait it out, it's time for real answers. Take my free quiz, What's Really Driving Your Menopause Symptoms. In under 2 minutes, you'll uncover your top hidden stressor and get my free guide, The Menopause Stress Fix, sent straight to your inbox. Head to cindystickle.com/quiz or click the link in the show notes. If you're doing everything right but still feel like a mess, this quiz is your next step. All right, let's get back to today's episode. Okay, the next one. There is a very loud voice in the women's health and fitness space right now telling women in perimenopause they need to train harder, more intensity, more output. And again, I understand where this comes from. Strength training is important in perimenopause. I talk about it all the time. I do it myself. I also should have started it back when I was in perimenopause, and I'm kind of mad at myself for that. But it matters for bone density, muscle mass, metabolism. It's not optional, really. But there's a piece of the story that's being left out. So the research this advice is largely built on, again, was maybe for elite female athletes, right? Younger women whose nervous systems were not already running on fumes. That's not your client. That's not you, right? That is not... You're in perimenopause, okay? This was not written for that. So you're exhausted in perimenopause. You wake up tired. You're already asking your body to do, too much. And when you take that woman and put her in a high intensity training protocol, you add more cortisol to an already cortisol flooded system. And guess what happens? The weight does not move. The fatigue gets worse, and she thinks she's failing. But she's not failing. She was given an incomplete picture. So is that you? Have you been told by people to either push harder in your workouts or try intermittent fasting, right? Okay. So the reality is that most women in perimenopause, the combination that actually works is strength training plus low impact movements plus nervous system recovery. We need more recovery in menopause, okay? And I can tell you this from my own experience. I was strength training 5 days a week, tracking macros, doing everything by the book, and I lost like 0.7 of a pound per month. Per month, okay? Barely anything. And when I dialed back to 3 days of strength training, I put in a little bit of Pilates here and there. I've been walking on the treadmill or my walking pad and addressed the root cause. Then things finally started moving. Okay? More is not always more, especially in perimenopause. And more can hurt. Okay? And then this one is like the hardest to say, but I think it's the most important. There are people in this space, people who present themselves as authorities on perimenopause and menopause, who are sharing incomplete science. And incomplete science is dangerous because it sounds credible, especially if they have the doctor in front of their name. Okay? And it was just enough truth in it to sound convincing. But it leaves out the context that changes everything. And I'm not going to name names. That's not what this episode's about, but I want you to understand something important, okay? Knowing something about perimenopause and knowing the full picture of perimenopause are two different things. The perimenopause conversation is complex. Hormones don't exist in isolation. Your nervous system affects your hormones. Your cortisol affects your metabolism. Your blood sugar affects your mood and your sleep and your hot flashes. It's all connected. And when someone is only talking about one piece, only hormones, only exercise, only nutrition, without acknowledging how all those systems interact, that's incomplete. I actually had a call recently where this woman was following advice from this so-called woman doctor who is in the menopause field, and she offers a certification, but thankfully I didn't get mine through her. And she said, oh, do this kind of exercise because it won't raise your cortisol. And I'm like, I blew a gasket on the phone call because I was like, any stress on your body, any exercise is stress. It doesn't matter what kind of exercise. Even walking slowly, your body is still thinks it's stress. So to tell these women that this particular SIT training, SIT training, doesn't raise your cortisol is a lie. Everything. When I walk at 1.5 miles an hour on the treadmill, I can see my stress level on my watch, my Apple Watch, go up, like because you're working your body and it naturally stresses you. And so that's what I'm talking about. Like, you can't tell people it doesn't do that. You have to give 100% of the science. You can't just pick and choose what you want people to hear, especially if you have a doctor in front of your name. Now, I don't know what kind of doctor she is. She could have just a PhD. Or she could be some medical doctor. I need to look that up, but I'm sorry, but you can't just throw that out there. Okay. And so you deserve to know who's feeding you a line of crap, right? And I've spent years going deep in the research, and I'm still learning things that shift my thinking. And that's the nature of this field. And so anyone telling you they have the complete final answer is not being fully honest with you. My job is to read the fine print and then translate it for you. Okay? Because that's what I decipher the menopause fine print doctors skip so that I can empower women to navigate their symptoms and finally feel like themselves again. That's what I do. And the last one is supplements by influencers, especially 20-year-old influencers that know nothing about perimenopause or menopause, right? Okay? And this whole supplement market for women in perimenopause is exploding. And with it, a flood of influencers, some big, some not so big, selling products they're being paid to promote. So let me be clear about something. An affiliate code is not a credential. Okay? And I'm not anti-supplement. No, I take cellular supplements to get rid of the oxidative stress in my cells. And they do have a genuine place in supporting women in perimenopause. The right amount. Listen, too much of a good thing is a bad thing. You take too much of vitamin A and that could really seriously hurt you. Okay, so you have to, moderation. Okay, but they are not the foundation. They are not the fix. And most of what is being sold online is low dose, poorly bioavailable, meaning it's not getting into your cells and not tested specifically on women, if at all, or women in perimenopause. So I had, again, a woman I talked to. It helped for 2 weeks. Now I still have half the bottle at home because it doesn't work. Because she didn't get to the root of her problem, right? And it's a literal direct quote from a woman I spoke to. Okay, she found it online, bought it because someone she trusted was promoting it, felt some initial effect, and then nothing. Okay, and that's not her fault. That's the marketing problem. So before you buy anything from anyone in this space, ask yourself 3 questions. 1, is this person transparent about how they're being compensated for promoting the product? 2, are they treating the root cause, or are they just selling you a shortcut, which usually they don't work at all? And 3, has what they're recommending been studied in women in perimenopause, or are they extrapolating from research on younger or male populations, right? If the answer to any of those is unclear, just put your wallet away, okay? So, the truth is, the noise isn't going anywhere. The space is only going to get louder. More voices, more products, more advice. So the goal isn't to find a quiet corner of the internet. The goal is to know what you're looking for and what to walk away from. And that you deserve someone who reads the fine print, like myself, who gives you the full picture, who doesn't leave out the part that changes everything. Okay, and that's what I'm here for. Yes, I do have a system that I do sell to people, but I'm teaching you how to work with your body to fix these root cause problems so that you can go off when we're done and be like, great, I have the tools, I can do this on my own, right? Because I've been there, all right? So if you want a starting point that actually makes sense for your body right now, not a supplement, not a fasting protocol, not a punishing workout plan, I do have my free perimenopause morning reset. The link will be in the notes, and it helps you get your morning started right to help with your cortisol and your nervous system. Okay, and it's exactly where I start with all my clients. Okay, so I also have other links in my show notes for a call if you want to chat or anything like that. But please share this with any women that you know are always buying quick fixes, because there is no quick fix. Okay, those don't exist. So please stop believing when people say there's a quick fix. Like you can lose 30 pounds in a month. For one, losing 30 pounds in a month is dangerous. Most likely you lost muscle, not fat. Please don't get hooked into these gimmicks, okay? So, thank you for listening, and I will be in your headphones next week. Thank you for tuning in to It's Not Just Menopause. I hope today's episode gave you real clarity about what's actually going on in your body and reminded you that it's not just your hormones and it's definitely not your fault. If you found value in this conversation, make sure to follow the show so you never miss an episode. You can also connect with me on Instagram at Cindi Stickle Nutrition or head to cindystickle.com for more resources and personalized support on your menopause and midlife health journey. Until next time, keep questioning what you've been told and trust that your body is not broken. You just need the truth and the tools that actually work.